Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada.
Mississauga man identified as victim of deadly North York shooting, Toronto police. At least 15 people are dead following serious collision in Manitoba. Women pulled from Lake Ontario rushed to hospital. What we know about the $42 million Lotto 649 jackpot won in Ontario. York police officer in stable condition following Wednesday critical collision. Special investigation unit investigating after man dies following interaction with police in downtown Toronto.
These were the headlines and let's jump right into the details.
The York Regional Police officer injured in Wednesday morning's collision with Canada Post vehicle is now in stable condition, representatives for YRP shared on Thursday afternoon. Police said the officer remains in hospital receiving treatment for his injuries. His identity has not yet been revealed. The collision occurred at around 2:20 a.m. on Wednesday morning near intersection of Steeles Avenue and Highway 404. York Regional Police Inspector Stu Garner said the officer had just completed a traffic stop and was sitting in his parked cruiser when he was hit from behind. Garner urged anyone with information about the crash to contact Toronto Police. At least 15 people are dead following a serious collision in Manitoba, sources tell Awaz News. It happened on Highway 1 near Carberry, which is a community located approximately 170 kilometers to the west of Winnipeg. So far, few details are known about the circumstances surrounding the collision. However, one individual who was driving along the highway earlier Thursday told Awaz News that she observed a semi-truck with its front end crumpled and another vehicle that was badly damaged. In a statement released on Thursday afternoon, Shade Health and Prairie Mountain Health confirmed that a mass casualty response is underway following the issuing of a code orange. So far, 2 Stars Air ambulances have been called to the scene of the crash, one from Winnipeg and one from Regina. The Manitoba RCMP meanwhile says that it has deployed all available resources to respond to the incident. Police are expected to hold a news conference at 5:30 p.m. EST to provide more details about the collision. Olivia Chow doesn't care if people think about the NDP when they hear her name. It would be hard not to. The now 67-year-old Chow served on council for more than a decade before going to become a high-profile member of the party at the height of its power. At the time, she was married to then party leader Jack Layton and was an MP in her own right. The couple was highly visible on the national stage as the first couple of the official opposition, and it was conceivable then that the NDP might even form government for the first time. That period of success came to an untimely end with Layton's sudden passing that year from cancer. However, Chow continued as an MP, stepping down in 2014 in order to run for mayor for the first time. She lost the race, coming in the third behind John Tory and Doug Ford. But now, a decade later, and months after Tory's sudden resignation due to an affair with the staffers, she appears poised to finally win the top job at Toronto City Hall. Almost since the start of the race, polls have consistently shown Chow with a dramatic lead over her many rivals. Recognizing that they have to take her down in order to carve out any feasible path to victory, the debates have often called to mind the pride of lions trying to take down a sprinting gazelle. While being the target of most of the attacks might unnerve some, Chow seldom appears off balance. She even looks like she's having fun. Despite keeping up a busy schedule of campaigning, Chow seems energized. She rises each day between 6 and 6:30 a.m. She cycles to get around and for fun, keeps up a roster of activities that would put many 20-somethings to shame. That energy has seemed useful in an election campaign that has run nearly 3 months. Chow has lunched and parried impressively during the debates. Given how much firepower has been concentrated on her, she credits her experience. Her determined views are also shaped by her own life story. She studied fine art at OCAD, including sculpting, before eventually going on to become an activist and politician. Since that race, she has taught at Ryerson University as a distinguished visiting professor. She also founded the Institute for Change Leaders, an initiative at TMU which trains participants in community and political organizing. From those interactions, Chow says she's seen there are a lot of people who are worried about their futures. She points to an explosion of homeless people in libraries and on subways and opioid crisis as other examples of how the city has changed. Chow cites a former student of hers as an example. He missed 3 weeks of class after he was evicted. Building more affordable housing, Chow says, is the best way to tackle multiple problems in the city, from homelessness, encampments. She says the situation is a result of a decade of building no affordable housing. She says her plan would create 25,000 rent-controlled homes over 8 years by building on city-owned properties. But if housing is the answer to solving many of the city's woes, the solution will be costly. Chow's plan rests heavily on federal partnerships, but that isn't the only arena where the city needs help from higher levels of government. Chow says she knows that staff have said without that money from the feds and the province, the city would have to dip into one-time reserves, delay capital infrastructure projects, and possibly cut services. Someone in Ontario is waking up a multimillionaire Thursday after winning the Lotto 649 jackpot. A release issued by Ontario's Lottery and Gaming Corporation said Wednesday's winning Lotto 649 Gold Ball jackpot will go to a ticket sold in Niagara Falls. The OLG's Lotto 649 offers a fixed $5 million jackpot every day, but players can also opt in for the Gold Ball draw, which can exceed winnings of $60 million. Lotto 649 draws take place on Wednesday and Saturday. It costs $3 per play. The next draw takes place on June 17. Wednesday's jackpot winner isn't the only unknowing millionaire in Ontario right now. A Lotto Max jackpot for the June 28, 2022 draw worth $70 million has not been claimed yet, and the winning ticket will expire on June 28, 2023 if no one comes forward to claim it. The ticket was purchased at an unauthorized lottery retailer in Scarborough. Bitonti said the OLG has a lot of information about the ticket, but they are stumped as to who the winner is, and the store does not have surveillance video. A woman is in hospital after she was pulled out from Lake Ontario on Thursday morning. Paramedics said they were called to Lakeshore Boulevard near Jemison Avenue and performed life-saving measures before transporting her to a local hospital. Police said it appears a civilian initially rescued the person and then assisted first responders. A day earlier, a man died after he became distressed while swimming in Lake Ontario along the Mississauga waterfront. Police are treating the incident as not suspicious. Ontario's Special Investigations Unit has been called in after a man fell to his death following an interaction with police in downtown Toronto early Thursday morning. The incident happened around 3 a.m. near Chavis and Richmond Streets, which were closed for several hours but have since reopened. Paramedics told Awaz News that they were called to the scene at 3:08 a.m. and transported an adult male with critical injuries to the hospital. Video from the scene, which is surrounded by police tape, shows debris on the road, including a shoe, some clothing, and broken glass. A window at a nearby building is also damaged. According to SIU, at about 3 a.m. on Thursday, Toronto Police Service received a call for someone throwing items onto the street from a room at the Holiday Inn Express at 111 Lombard Street. The province's police watchdog said in a news release that upon arrival at the scene, police officers saw that the window of fourth-floor hotel room was broken. They then went up to the fourth floor, the civilian agency said, and from outside the door, they attempted to communicate with a man who was inside the room. A short time later, a 58-year-old man fell to the street below. He was pronounced deceased at the scene, the SIU said. 5 investigators and 2 forensic investigators have now been assigned to this case. A Mississauga man has been identified as the victim of fatal shooting in North York earlier this week, Toronto police say. In a news release issued Thursday, police confirmed that 43-year-old Tung Duk Do was fatally shot while driving near Steeles Avenue West and Islington Avenue on Monday morning. Officers were called to the area at around 11:30 a.m. for a report of gunshots and found Do inside a white van that had drifted onto the sidewalk. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Police previously noted that 11 shell casings were found near Fenmore Drive, but it's not clear exactly where the gunfire first erupted. Investigators have not released any information on possible suspects. Toronto police are asking anyone who was driving in the area at the time of the shooting and has dashcam footage to come forward.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.